fly with the stars in the skies. I am no longer trying to survive.
Hi guys, we're going to be doing an eyebrow tutorial today. I've been wanting to do this for a while, so I wanted to spend a little bit more time on the eyebrows, because when I do like smoky eyes or eyeshadow tutorial, I kind of like skip over it really fast. So I wanted to give you guys a slow motion view of how to do your eyebrows. As you can see, there's one done. And I'm sorry if it looks like I have no hair. It's like completely black in the background, but it's there. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so weird enough, it looks like I have one eyebrow. My eyebrows are naturally like light brown, dirty blonde-ish, so I have to go in almost every time I do my makeup and at least just like brush it a few times. Sometimes I want them more shaped and sometimes I want them not as shaped, but depending on what look you're doing, eyebrows can make the biggest difference in your face, because eyebrows are pretty much the basic frame of your face. So the breakdown of eyebrows, if you have a round face, you want more angular eyebrows. If you have a angular face, you want more round eyebrows. It's just, like I said, a frame of your face. So if you have more angles in your face, you want to make your look altogether softer. If you have a rounder face, you want more angles in your face. So the breakdown of the length and width of an eyebrow. Let me take my angle brush to show you. So your nose comes up like this. That's where your eyebrow should end. So if you notice, I filled it in on this side. But this side is coming up a little tiny bit short. And then you should take the edge of your nose, like right about here, and your eyebrow should end right about there. So as you can see on this side, my eyebrow ends right about there. And this one, a little bit short. So you fill in the lines, like depending on your face shape, it might be different. But and then depending on your arch, like if you want a rounder eyebrow, the arch is going to be different. But I like mine just at the outside of my eye, right there. And you can, let's get started. Take an angle brush. Any angle brush would do. My opinion, I think the more concentrated the head of the angle brush is, the better and like more control you'll get when you're doing your eyebrows. I got this angle brush at Richard's Arts and Crafts. It's just a really concentrated head angle brush. So anything will do. I know Sephora has like tons of angle brushes that are really good. And the second thing you need is a powder. You pick a color one shade lighter than your hair color or darker than your hair color, depending on what your hair color is. Like mine is blackish, brownish color, so I don't want to use black, so I'm going to use one shade lighter than black, which happens to be, for me, Espresso from MAC. But like say if you're blonde, you want a lightish brownish color, because you don't want your eyebrows to be blonde because they won't help with the framing of the face. So and if you're redheaded, you can use like a nice soft brown color with a little bit of red tints, and then just kind of go with what you think is right. And just keep in mind that when you're doing your eyelashes and you're doing your crease color and your eyeliner, what your eyebrow is doing is making that really stand out, and it's kind of giving that like a picture frame for your eye application. Alright, it's time to get started. Grab your powder and grab your angle brush. There are additional things that you can use, like a brush to brush down your eyebrow or some wax to seal down flyaways. You can customize how long your eyebrow is and if you need to trim or tweeze before that. And I'll do a video on tweezing and probably like taming your brows, but for now let's just do with shaping. So dip your angle brush in the color you chose, and you can start at the tip or you can start at the tail. Today I'm going to start at the tip. It really doesn't matter. Some people prefer to start here and some people prefer to start there, but it's up to you. So go ahead and start at the top of your brow and just create a line on the top of your brow. And what this is doing is it kind of like directs you to where you're going with your eyebrow. So I always start on the top and bring it down to the tail. And wherever your eyeshadow ends, you want your eyebrow to end. And like I said with the nose trick, okay, so for the tail, like I said, you want it to end where your shadow ends, or you can go with the nose line. And usually our edge of our eyebrows are on the thinner side, so even if you want to, like sometimes I take a darker brown to go over the edge, because when you're looking straight on, sometimes if you don't use a dark enough color, this part of your eyebrow will disappear and you only see this part, especially in pictures. If you take a picture, this might show up. So try to drag on that color all the way to the end of your eyebrow so everything shows up, because you want it to frame your whole eye. Okay, so when it comes to the tip of your eyebrow, hold your angle brush at the side of your nose, and see where your eyebrow should end. Mine should end right about there, and as you can see, I already filled this one in. So go in with your angle brush, and I would start on the top and drag it down to where you think it should end. And then just carry on the lines, and you can go up and down motions if you want. And then also when you're coming to the at the top of your eyebrow, you can choose if you want a square look or a round look. Honestly, I switch it up with whatever look I'm doing. If I'm doing like a more pin-up-y look, I want them kind of on the rounder side, and if I want a more direct line, it's totally up to you. You can kind of customize that on your own. So just go in and decide what shape you want. So quick side note, why am I using powder? I have a pretty thick brow, not really thick, but if you have a thinner eyebrow or if you need more coverage, I would suggest using a pencil or a gel. Honestly, you can pick whatever you want. I like using powder because if I mess up with the powder, it's not that big of a deal, and just a little bit of color can go a long way with this, and you can kind of customize and draw and keep working at it until you get the eyebrow you want. When you use a pencil or a gel, what you put down is it's really hard to like move around and play with, but it's all your preference. If you like doing that, you could do the same thing. Even if you use a pencil or a gel, an angle brush will really help you out. So if this was like a gel pot, I could apply it with an angle brush, and even with a pencil you can put it on and play with it with the angle brush. But like I said, whenever you put liquid on your face, whether it be your eye or your brow, you always want to set it with powder. So like, you know, if you're hanging out with your friends and you're like, oh hey guys, and you like brush off your eyebrow, it's not going to be good. So even if you do use a pencil or a gel, go back with a powder about the same color or around the same color, and pat that liquid down so it stays there all day and it doesn't move around. But gels and liquids, whatever you want to use, whatever. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. That was my eyebrow tutorial video, and I hope you guys have fun doing your eyebrows. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!
That I could have this moment.